boring. Where you can feast with the nectar of the gods. You'll always have a seat at Norse Hall.
Welcome everybody to Top Dog Coverage, where you could find some of the greatest football, some of the greatest football commentating. We're getting there. Football analytics. We will go through tons and tons of great football stuff. We go through predictions. We go through basically everything and anything you could possibly imagine. So, welcome to the show. So follow us at Top Dog Coverage on YouTube. Also Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and stay connected with us. If you have not yet, make sure that you swipe up, hit those 5 stars, leave us a comment, let us know exactly what it is that you guys are looking forward to, because sometimes we will go through and we'll do predictions, and if you ever have an idea of what you want us to talk about, have no fear and let us know. So hit us up at Top Dog Coverage on YouTube, Twitter, or some of you fancy people call it X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and stay connected with us. So swipe up on iTunes, Spotify, leave us that message, those 5 stars, okay? And C-Dub, how you doing today, baby?
Surprise! I'm back, baby.
Nobody knew you were gone.
Yeah.
We were doing
so. You knew.
I knew. Yeah, I knew.
So
there are little technical difficulties that happens from time to time.
Unfortunately, but it's a beautiful day. I mean, two days away. 48 hours. We'll be watching some high level NFL football.
47 hours.
Oh, shoot.
We can begin counting it down now, my friend.
It's here.
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting for this. We've been to the combine. We came back. We started our shows. We dug into some predictions, some depth charts.
We had a huge draft.
We did, and we're here. Before you know it, significant others are pissed off. So, and we're back at it. So there it is. But everything happens for a reason. Thus, another 2025 season is upon us. So today we will be jumping into one NFC team and one AFC team. We have done the Wheel of Destiny up to this part so far, and we only have 4 teams left. So we made a decision upon ourselves to make sure that we held C-Dub's team, the New Orleans Saints, and Dirty's team, myself, the New York Jets. We will hold that one for the very last one. And today we will be observing the Buffalo Bills from the AFC. And who will you be representing from the NFC?
The Tampa Bay Bucks.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So these will be the 2 teams that we'll be predicting. We will take a look at a little bit of the depth chart, see what they picked up and such, and hey, we're gonna go through some stuff. 2 really, really solid teams on each side.
Yeah, we executed some executive power there. And, we overruled the Wheel of Destiny. It's never been done in the history of anything.
It has not, and it makes me scared of what the Wheel of Destiny might do to us in the future.
We'll deal with
There's
the consequences later. It's all right.
you know what? We're definitely sounding like a little kid that just stole a cookie from the cookie jar. We're gonna worry about that later.
Yeah.
Because
We'll
right
deal with
now we want that cookie. So without further ado, you want to jump into some news, baby. Well, I will start off with did you hear that after one season out of Buffalo, Gabe Davis is on his way back? The veteran receiver has agreed to a Bills reunion, according to Adam Schefter. Davis played out his rookie contract in Buffalo, establishing himself as a standout deep threat along the way. It came as no surprise when he departed on the open market. However, the 26-year-old landed a $13 million per year deal with the Jaguars in free agency after one injury-filled campaign in Jacksonville. Davis was one of several receivers the team's new regime elected to move on from. That decision led to a long-running free agency process. Davis met with the 49ers, Giants, and the Saints once each this offseason, while also firmly remaining on the Steelers' radar. A second visit with the Pittsburgh took last month, but no agreement was worked out. Shortly after that follow-up with the Steelers, Davis lined up with the Bills again. So it looks like he is signing with the Buffalo Bills back home. Good for him.
Very nice. And I have a point to make after I'll touch my piece of the news, and then I got something I would like to say on this. But down here over in the NFC, the Buccaneers have extended right tackle Luke Gadecki to a 4-year contract extension per Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times. So the deal is worth $90 million with $50 million guaranteed per Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo of NFL Network. Gadecki's $22.5 million APY is a slight increase on the deal signed by the Packers' Zach Tom last month, making him the third highest paid right tackle and the 11th highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
Getting paid for what he's done.
Yeah, improvement on the offensive line, getting your starters solidified there. But the point I was to make is with the teams we're doing today, the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Buffalo Bills, that happened to be the news too.
That was the only news we had.
And it's wild, right? Go
So
figure.
the Wheel of Destiny still had Destiny to throw in today.
Yeah, it's just you can't mess with it.
No.
The will always wins. We might think we beat it, but it's
yeah,
not real.
he's like, yo, hold my wheel, okay? I got this. Watch this. So yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, but there's not too much news. Everything's leading up to exactly what it is, and you know, we have. If you guys haven't, if you know, we've been missing some episodes out on Spotify and iTunes and such. So those are all going to be out before the end. Everything is good to roll. So everything's going to be out. Every single prediction is going to be done, and you guys can just hang out and wait for kickoff and listen to the podcast before kickoff. Perfect timing. You know, we'll put everything out. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. One in particular, one person who I will be reaching out to has been waiting for the Bucks for this, and he unfollowed us because we didn't do it fast enough. That's okay, but I will be reaching out to him and letting him know that we did it. And yeah, you know, hey, we got some good fans. We got some passionate fans.
Absolutely. And you know what I also find weird is that the final two teams outside of ours happen to be our division rivals.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all. Wow. Okay. That is wild.
Yeah, it's all connected. We're in some universal multiverse stuff.
Yeah, this is Stranger Things, and Stranger Things is coming out with a part 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the finale. They said.
Yep, it's the final one.
I will definitely be making sure that I am. I don't know if I can. I'll be honest with you though. I don't know for Stranger Things, sidebar here. I don't know if I can just watch one here and one there and one there because they have it set up, which is actually pretty smart. They have
Yeah.
it set up, I think, one for
To give you
Halloween.
just little tidbits as you go throughout the year through the holiday season.
Yeah, and then what was it Thanksgiving? It's like family time together, so they put these out, and then Christmas,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow. I was like, that's actually really, really smart for them to do that.
To
But
try and compete with the NFL.
yeah, not for nothing. I don't know if I could do that. I can't wait. I
Well,
with
I
Stranger
think
Things, I have to binge watch it.
so. Before I ask you who sponsored the news, I'm gonna give you what my wife and I's play is gonna be. So obviously that's gonna release certain episodes as it goes through the timeline. Well, we're gonna rewatch the first 4 seasons so we can kind of get reacclimated and
Yeah,
remember what's going on, and then watch the final season.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a really good idea. I should probably jump on that horn too. I mean, it was just so well put together too. I'm
Mhm.
big into the '80s. I was an '80s '90s baby, born in the '80s, so 5 years of my life is into the '80s and then crawling into the '90s there. So, you know, I, the bicycles, the CB radios,
Yeah.
coming home when the street lights are on. That's me. That's all me. And all those memories are brought to you by north-hall.com. Okay, so and in case you want some really good tunes, hey, you want some '80s tunes? You could do it too. Go to FGM Label on Instagram. Want some old school hip hop from '80s, '90s hip hop? Go to FGM Label. But yeah, those are our sponsors. Always hooking us up. Always a good time.
Elite transition, my friend.
I
Elite.
we try. Couldn't do the show without you, my friend. So, um, should we jump into some predictions? No, let's go through the regular stuff first. Fine.
Yeah, let's actually go through these teams here.
I'm so excited.
Well,
All right.
you want to do it alphabetical? You can do Bills.
No, we did AFC yesterday or day before first, so we're gonna NFC first.
All right. So going down to Florida, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Alrighty.
Man, so do we? I guess we got to start with the offense. That's usually the highlight, right?
I mean, it is a highlight, but you do have a defensive head coach who makes sure that this.
Well, I guess you get the most newcomers on offense.
This is true. Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, this receiving room, extremely high level, very talented. Couple question marks here.
Yes.
Right? So you have Mike Evans, who's been a stalwart, been a really great receiver. He's tied the record for most consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons. So shouts out to Mike Evans. But you have Chris Godwin Jr., who's coming off a pretty serious knee injury that I think they said they hope to ramp up and be
Ankle?
ready to. What is it? Ankle?
Yeah, remember when
Knee,
his ankle was
ankle. He's hurt both of them, so it's one of those ones.
He's hurt. Okay.
So I mean, I think they said the timeline is expecting week 4, week 5.
Okay.
So we'll see. He's labeled as a starting right outside receiver right now. And then you took the first rounder from Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka.
Mm-hmm.
So he should come in, play right in that slot immediately, and make an instant impact. I mean, he was probably one of the most pro-ready receivers coming out of the draft this year. He's the all-time leading receiver at Ohio State, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But he's just a solid, really good player.
Fast as hell, dude.
He's quick, he's fast, but I think he just does everything well.
Mm-hmm.
He catches the ball well. His routes are great. He's got good speed. He can block. I mean, he's the total package.
Yeah.
Another toy for Mr. Mayfield to throw to.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to look at that real quick. I want to look at that quarterback room very quickly. Solid backup right behind him with Teddy Bridgewater in case something goes down. A very good veteran with that. So, that's somebody that you kind of want behind you. Somebody that knows how to run an offense. He's a perfect backup right now. He left a little bit to be a head coach for was it a high school team and everything. So
His
it's
alma mater, yeah.
yeah. So
Did you hear the story about that, by the way?
I heard something like I heard something. I'm not going to remember
So
the story.
I don't remember the exact story, but I'm going to paraphrase and based
Yeah.
off my spotty memory here.
Mhm.
But from what I understand is he helped some kids. He helped pay for some lifts and some Ubers for kids to get home,
Mm-hmm.
and they suspended him for basically like offering stuff to kids or like giving a benefit, like paying for things for kids because athletes they can't take money for certain things and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So and then he got suspended. So then he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to the NFL.
Yeah. Let people do good things.
Right.
Just
He
like
wants to take care of his kids, protect his team,
Yeah.
as the players on his team, and it's ridiculous, it's crazy, but Tampa Bay's the benefit. They get a really good veteran backup quarterback.
They really do, man. And you know what? Kind of handing that back off, we can go right into the running back room.
You want to talk about your guy, Sean Tucker?
You see what I did there? Did you like? You didn't say anything about the segue, man.
No, I didn't. It went over my head.
I said handing it right back off. Let's go into the running back room.
There we go. It was an RPO there. You threw it, and I wasn't ready. I was the illegal man downfield there.
Dude, if you were the defense, you would have been cooked. Okay,
done, out of there. I don't even know what show I'm on right now.
I don't know what show I'm on. Yeah, so I mean, if we're looking at it, Bucky Irving, Rashad White, the 1-2. Bucky Irving obviously showed what he has. Even though he's a little bit of a smaller kind of guy, 5'9", 195, he still has a little bit of a punch to him. And Rashad White is more that receiving kind of back. And Sean Tucker is look, he's a solid guy in the background, 5'9", 205, right? Anybody gets hurt, he kind of steps right in, so that's kind of what they're looking at back there. Each of them have their role of what they're supposed to do, and they do their job pretty well. So I can't really say anything else. They know their jobs. They know what they're supposed to do. They know what when they're in their personnel, what their job is and how they're supposed to hit the blitz. Block and release. They understand it pretty well. They run a pretty tight ship on that offense. So
yeah, we gotta give shouts out to Josh Williams, the undrafted free agent from LSU, for making this 53-man roster.
There you go.
So we're pretty solid player. It'd be interesting to see how many snaps he gets this season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just good LSU product.
So I'm noticing a trend though, that the only person that is not 5'9" is Rashad White.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of them are 5'9".
Could he be on the trade block because he doesn't meet the height requirement?
Maybe.
Or because he exceeds the height requirement, rather?
He exceeds it, yeah. But yeah, and going up to this offensive line, you got Barton in the middle, and we'll go over to the right side with Godecki, who just got signed, obviously, and Mosh, and you have and Wirfs is going to be on the starting. He's going to start out missing a few games right off the bat, right?
Potentially. I think he might be ready for week 1. I don't know.
Okay.
It just depends. I know he had his knee cleaned up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they have both bookend tackles extended out for a long time.
But Barton's there because they lost their center, right?
Yeah, he retired and they took him in the first round last year.
That's right.
He was a guy that came out from Duke that had that guard center flexibility, but he's a mauler, man. He's a really good player.
So we'll see.
And you know who Cody Mott, the second rounder? I think he went. He was drafted by them. You know him?
Yeah, that's the dude that has doesn't he have like no teeth in the front?
The missing teeth in front, yeah.
Bro, where did he come from again? He came from.
Is it North Dakota State?
Yes,
Dakota State?
Yes, it was. Yes, I'm trying to think. I remember it was a green team, but yes, that dude, he's always smiling now. The dude is always smiling with no teeth.
This is also the last year of his contract, so
really?
He's going to be due for an extension here soon.
Okay.
So be on the lookout.
Ahmed is not shy about showing those lack of teeth.
Right. But I think also this is a really, really I think, solid offensive line. I think it's kind of underrated. It's not talked about with the Philadelphia Eagles or any of those teams, but I think they got some really good mauler type guys on this
And
offensive
their
line.
offense was ranked 5th overall last year. So
Baker was balling. Do you think he can match his career year there last year or exceed it?
people are saying that he should have a regression, but I am thinking right now that it is.
Oh, we're all in trouble.
I'm thinking. Let me hold on. You know where I'm going to go with this.
Strength of schedule.
Yep.
And
And
is that or injuries? And I don't know if injuries fit this part. So
no. I'm good with that. They're more towards the bottom, but if they're like 25th, 24th, something like that. But he could, if you still have an offensive line and you added more weapons, I get Chris. He might be a little shaky in the beginning, but if they have a plan to get rid of the ball and kind of dink and dunk to the sides here, and Bowles' defense shows up, like sometimes they really do, and we'll get into that side in a second.
yeah.
He has a chance to repeat this. I mean, Emeka Egbuka is no joke. When you ask somebody what are you excited about in this offense, and the first thing you say is the newly drafted wide receiver that you just got, and you say that he's a stud. That's saying something. You could talk about anything on the offense, and that's the thing you talk about.
Yeah, and I think it also needs to be stated that since Baker Mayfield's been in the league, he's had a new offensive coordinator every year.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they have also another new offensive coordinator with Liam Cohen going to Jacksonville. So they're bringing Josh Grizzard. So I don't know what type of offense he's going to throw out there, but I believe he is a first time play caller. I want to say. Quote me on that. I'm not sure, but it will be interesting to see how much control of the offense do they give Baker right off the bat, right? Because I mean, you've got a good backfield with Rashad White and Bucky Irving here,
Mm-hmm.
but you have a plethora of weapons, including Cade Otton, who's I think a really underrated tight end,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you kind of want to let Baker go out there and just ball, go do your thing.
Well, I mean, if this gives you any sense of what he's been doing, so this guy, he was team operations in Carolina in 2012.
Grizzard.
Yep. Yale student assistant in 2012. Duke from 13 to 16, assistant and quality control coach. Miami Dolphins 17 to 18, offensive quality coach. Miami Dolphins quality coach in 2019. Wide receivers coach 20 to 21. Offensive quality control coach 22 to 23. And 24 last year, pass game coordinator for 2024. And now he's the offensive coordinator. So he is being hired at least from 1 year within, which kind of helps with a little bit of the understanding of what he can and he can't do. He's seen him for a full year, who he's throwing to, especially when he's the pass game coordinator. That really helps. So, that definitely does give a little bit of a maybe a little sigh of relief. Like, okay, he's everything. It could be clicking here.
Yeah, and I know before we move on to the defense, you were a big Tez Johnson fan, weren't you?
I was. He was small, speedy.
He just didn't perform well at the combine, I think
Nope.
his was.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And I mean, 5'10", 165. Small dude. But yeah, I mean, you can put this guy in little RPOs. You can run this guy around. You could, you know what I mean? Like, he's shifty.
He can
He's
play any receiver
speedy.
position.
Yeah, look, you want him to go stretch the field, go pull that safety down to open up the middle of the field, let him have it. Or, you know what? If he does beat his man, chuck it down there, let him go get it, because he can. Like, he is small but mighty. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think his play speed, it was a lot better than his time speed.
yeah,
So.
some people are just not good at testing.
Yep.
And I think I don't think players should be hindered with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of the evaluation, but you got to trust what you see on the film. So.
Yeah. Let's hop over to the defense real quick. They did get a good nickel and Jacob Parrish in the third round from Kansas State, and 5'10", 198. So they're going to be placing him in that area, and they have a fifth round pick in Elijah Roberts from
SMU.
SMU, your boy. So he's about 6'4", 295. That's a pretty good size for an edge rusher. So
He wreaks havoc, man. Like he was one of the most productive edge rushers in college football last couple of seasons. So
sounds like something Todd Bowles really likes. Then it fit perfect in there. But yeah, they also they signed Hassan Reddick this past season. Still got Vita Vea. I'll always say that guy's name.
Yeah, and you got Kalijah Cansey, their first round pick from 2023. So you hope to see him continue to develop
and still, not for nothing, you still have the brains inside that defense, Levante David.
Yeah, and I think one thing that might go a little unnoticed is their second round pick, Benjamin Morrison. He's injured right now. I don't know what the severity of the injury is, but he was a big time player at Notre Dame. So I don't know how quickly he'll get on the field, but he's a guy that can definitely add some youth and some athleticism to this defensive backfield.
Yeah, one thing I can say is that this team, when stacked up, it was usually pretty good at stopping the run. They were really trying to put emphasis on that when they needed to step in and face against really, really tough, hard teams. They put their foot in the ground. It's a very gritty, at times can be defense. It doesn't really show that as they were kind of ranked like 20th or something like that in the league last year. But when Todd Bowles needs to win a game, I think, and not for nothing, this is going to sound weird, but when Todd Bowles needs to win a game, he'll put his nose to it and make sure that he studies in and exactly what he has to stop. I mean, he's the only defensive coordinator that ever stopped Patrick Mahomes from scoring a touchdown in the game. So little fact there for you guys.
Fun fact.
Yeah. So it's still kind of bitter that he's not our head coach, but it is what it is.
It's part of those things.
AJ.
Bryce Hall is actually on their practice squad.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think right now this team actually is already starting to deal with some injuries, but you hope that Tristan Wirfs is able to play week 1. Chris Godwin Jr. comes back pretty soon. But also another one where he got hurt in the preseason was Jalen McMillan, the second-year receiver.
Big neck injury.
So you hope that he's healthy enough that he can play and make an impact at least later on the season, but hopefully he's fully healthy because those neck injuries are pretty serious. You don't ever want to mess with that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at everything else, like their QB strength of schedule is kind of, that's a little tough, but their running back schedule is like within the top 10, maybe just outside, the top 10. Their wide receiver is about mid range. Their tight end is about top 10, and they're not for nothing. Their defense is probably mid range too, so they have a chance to do some good things this year.
Would you argue that their defense is kind of an underrated sleeper for fantasy?
Yes, I do. I think they have playmakers on there. I think Todd Bowles knows exactly who he wants. He allows the GM to go get them for him. He's a very good, well coached, very good coach for the defense part of the ball, and that's why you've seen him wreak havoc when he was on Arizona. He was defensive coordinator. That defense was top 3, and he came over to Tampa when he was just defensive coordinator. Where was it? It was top 5. Like there's a reason for that. So he knows ball. He knows how to teach it, and he was a former player himself. So
yeah, and this Bucs team has won the division, I think 3 or 4 years in a row now. So obviously the NFC South's not great or anything along those lines, but winning your division, that's one of the first keys to any successful season.
Bruce Arians held it down for a while, and he knew exactly what he wanted as soon as the Jets released Todd Bowles, and he wanted his defense coordinator back because he knew he was going to hand it right over to him when he retired. So I think it was a great move organizationally.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
you want
Anything else?
to get into some predictions, or do you have anything else to say about them? Or
No, let's go on and bake up these predictions.
all right, for you, why not?
This is close to home. This hurts. All right, for your 2025 Tampa Bay Buccaneers record prediction.
By the way, before we start this,
here we go. Let's
I
get on a
know
roll. I was about to just come on, man.
I know I was
Rip the
gonna
Band-Aid.
I want to
Rip
cut
it.
it off before we even start here. We may or may not be at this week 3.
Ooh. That
So
changes my prediction.
no, it doesn't. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. So for your 2025 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you have Week 1, the Bucs visiting the Atlanta Falcons. Last year, Atlanta actually swept them. They won both matchups, but I think the Bucs will be the better team because I believe Michael Penix Jr. is going to be coming to his own. So give me the Bucs on the road. Week 2, you had the Bucs going down and visiting the Houston Texans. I think Todd Bowles' defense is going to be too much for this offensive line who's still trying to gel. So going to give me the Bucs on the road. Week 3, you have the Jets visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. Todd Bowles is going to want to get his revenge, but I think Justin Fields will be athletic enough, and Aaron Glenn will come in and take the win there. So give me the Jets on the road. Week 4, you have the Eagles visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. Super Bowl champs. I mean, this is going to be a lot for the Bucks and them to handle. So going to give me Philadelphia on the road. Week 5, you have the Bucks visiting the Seattle Seahawks. I think this is going to be one of those weird games going from Florida all the way to the West Coast there. So give me Seattle at home. Week 6, you have the San Francisco 49ers visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. Don't know who's going to be playing receiver at this point. I like Brock Purdy a lot, but going to give me Tampa Bay and Baker at home. Week 7, you have the Bucks visiting the Detroit Lions. I think one of the underrated kind of stories with these two franchises, I think the Bucks have kind of had the upper hand on the Lions, so going to give me the Bucks on the road. Week 8, you have the Bucks visiting the New Orleans Saints. I like Kellen Moore. I like a lot of what he's done so far, but I just don't think we have the horses or the talent to compete with him. So give me the Bucks on the road. Week 9 is the bye week. Week 10, you have the Patriots visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think Vrabel's going to coach these guys up. I think they're going to have a really good defense. I like what Drake May's going to bring to the table. I think they pull off the upset. Going to give me the Patriots on the road. Week 11, you have the Bucks visiting the Buffalo Bills. I think this is going to be a potential Super Bowl matchup. I don't know. We'll see if they make it there or not. But give me the Bills at home. Week 12, you have the Bucks visiting the Los Angeles Rams. I don't know how Stafford's health is going to be at this point, if he's going to be in the game or whatnot. Give me the Buccaneers on the road. Week 13, you have the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. I like a lot of what Arizona's done this year. I think they made vast improvements on the defense, but give me Baker and the Bucks at home. Week 14, you have the Saints visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. Again, I still don't think the Saints will have the horses. I think they'll be a completely different team at this point. Maybe they traded assets earlier off in the season, but give me the Bucks at home. Week 15, you have the Falcons visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think this year they could end up splitting division. I think Penix will feel more comfortable and be more confident at this point. So give me the Falcons on the road. Week 16, you have the Bucks visiting the Carolina Panthers. I feel like this is going to be one of those weird games, but I think Baker and company pull it off. So going to give me the Bucks on the road. Week 17, I think we could be looking at a completely different franchise with Miami at this point. So I think Tampa Bay wins the Battle of Florida here. So go and give me the Bucks. And then week 18, you have the Panthers visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think Baker and company are going to want to put their stamp on it. Feel good rolling into the playoffs. Give me the Bucks at home. And they finished with 11-6 record.
God, 11-6. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, which one do you picking apart? Which one do you feel is I'm completely off basis on?
I wouldn't say completely off basis, but if we're going to look at it, I can see either them going into Seattle and beating Seattle, or going into Buffalo and going against Josh Allen. He's been against Josh Allen a number of times.
Okay.
So there's a possibility that he could walk in there and they could walk in there and take a win in New York. But if anything, those are the two that I'm kind of looking, or the win against the Jets, instead of the Jets winning. Any one of those three, I'll take.
Okay.
So
Fair
maybe
enough.
12-5. I guess I'm thinking.
Fair enough. I could definitely see it.
But yeah, other than that, I think it's, I don't think it's anything too crazy. I think it looks pretty good.
Sweet.
Yes, sir. So with that, let's go over to the Buffalo Bills. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. I think we all understand that who's going to be starting quarterback here. Obviously Mitchell Trubisky. So
Clearly.
yeah. So, but no, I mean Josh Allen. Getting his first MVP last year, right? And everything's looking good. They do have their wide receiver room. Joshua Palmer, Keon Coleman, a second rounder, and Khalil Shakir. And they made some really good Curtis Samuel and Elijah Moore from Cleveland, or Curtis Samuel from Washington, Elijah Moore from Cleveland. If you look at this offense, there's not a clear-cut number one. That Stephon Diggs type of thing is out. That's not what they're looking at anymore. And in my opinion, I think they've kind of mirrored and slowed down and did exactly what Kansas City did, in my opinion. Even though Kansas City does kind of have a number one, Rashee Rice is kind of like solidified, or Travis Kelce is just a pass catcher, I'll say, right? But this is kind of what it looks like. And that is just a bunch of number twos, but really, really good number twos that can do a lot of different things. And their running back room with James Cook and Ray Davis and even Ty Johnson. Let's not forget about him. That is a three-headed monster. And if you want to include Josh Allen in that, at any given point, he can take that ball and run it, and you're gonna have to chase after it. That is a very, very hard man to take down. So it's a offense that continues to hum. We can go through the tight ends real quick. The tight end spot with Dalton Kincaid. That's a big dude. Dawson Knox is still not, not somebody that's just gonna lay back and be like, oh, okay, like he's not a threat. He's definitely a threat. I've seen the dude in person. I've talked to him at the combine. That's a massive man, right? That's a massive man. And then they go and get Dalton Kincaid, who is more of a massive man. And they just have weapon after weapon after weapon on this team, on this offense. I
actually like a lot of the moves they made at receiver. I think Joshua Palmer, bringing him over from the Chargers, I think that was a big move. He's shown flashes. He's got the potential. So I think now just being in that offense that doesn't necessarily highlight a single, like you said, a single receiver. I think having these guys with a specific skill set. But I think the jump for Keon Coleman going from a rookie last year to this year, can he take that step and kind of be the guy? I like his skill set. He was a stud at Florida State his final season there. So I like a lot of that. But Khalil Shakir's kind of been Josh Allen's go-to guy, would you say?
Yeah.
So, he's got great hands, kind of a slot merchant there. But you also have some playmakers behind them. Like you said, Curtis Samuel. He's a guy that can kind of do it all, play a little bit of running back, receiver, more gadget guy that can be a playmaker for you. And Elijah Moore, I think the Elijah Moore hype coming out of Ole Miss, I mean, from your New York Jets going from to Cleveland, and then now with Buffalo, it's just what point is it going to click for him?
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of potential in this receiving core. So I think Josh Allen can kind of even improve and build on that MVP season last year. Which, by the way, what's your take on his MVP season last year? Do you feel like he deserved it?
Um,
Not deserve it, but do you feel like he should have gotten it over some of the other guys, like the
that's hard to
Lamar
say.
Jackson?
Uh, that's hard to say. And I remember this is coming from a Jets fan, but I look at talent as talent. That's what being a scout is all about, right? You
Mm-hmm.
look at the talent, and I think it could have gone either way. I don't think anybody lost in that MVP voting status. I don't think it could have gone either way. Lamar Jackson is a huge runner. I believe because I think we've seen that Josh Allen is a better passer. If we're going to be honest, he came from a school where he was a 50-50 passer, and the Bills took him in. Dable coached him up, and his passing got a lot better. And
I'd also argue that Lamar Jackson's has as well every year that he's been in the league.
that's good, and that's great. I guess I just see him more often
Mm-hmm.
to where he carves us up more, right? Um, but I don't think it was snubbed from anybody. I don't think anybody got snubbed or nothing like that. I mean, well deserved. It
And this is
hasn't
your
happened.
chance as a Jets fan to air your grievances and like, you know what? No, Josh Allen didn't deserve it. Screw that guy. Whatever.
No, you know what I will say is, you know, we're always gonna somewhat, some way, somehow just be a pain in his butt. Okay, it's gonna happen because it's always been a defense that has hindered him through us, okay? Whether it be a kick return on 9/11, even when Aaron Rodgers left and Zach Wilson beat him,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know if Zach Wilson beat him, but the defense did, right? They held him in check. It's always been that. So
Yeah,
it's
Garrett
always going to
Wilson had
be,
to intercept his own pass.
and it worked. But yeah, no, I mean, that's how we're going to get them. Words on a podcast ain't going to do it. We got to show it on the field. And,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think anybody got snubbed. He was well deserved of it. It's not like, you know, it's not like both of them weren't doing excellent, job on the field. They both were, so it could have gone either way. And the fact that people get really, really uptight about it and everything, it's kind of
It's a
like,
big
guys,
deal.
yeah, apparently,
It's in the world. But also, Josh Allen, freshly married.
freshly
So
married, yes,
congrats, newlywed.
good job. So now he's got more to play for. He will be defending his wife. And speaking of defending, we can switch right over to that defense. And
You don't want to talk about this offensive line first?
I
The
mean, we
guys
can.
that the guys that made it possible for Josh Allen to
I mean, it's one of those just kind of like the Buccaneers, where it's just kind of like they make it happen. They keep the guy in the back safe,
you
right?
got dudes.
You got Deion Dawkins, you got David Edwards, Connor McGovern, who's been around for a little bit, and Osiris Torrance, and then of course Spencer Brown. These guys massive too. Some of them are 6'8", 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", 6'6". You know what I mean? Like, these guys are massive, and they just keep this guy up on his feet. And even if you need Dalton Kincaid, he's 6'3". He's a pretty big dude. You need him to block. These guys. Everybody is within the range of, except for one that is still he's still in his third year, but he's improving. Is Osiris Torrance? He's improving
Yeah.
each year, and but everybody's within the realm of, like, basically top 20, top 30. In their realm of where they're supposed to be playing at in the tackles and the guards, and that says a lot, because obviously when they cut that wide receiver one out of the offensive game plan, and they switched offensive coordinators. I think it was halfway through the year. Something changed there, or 3/4 of the year. Something changed there,
Talking about
and
the
they were
year prior, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and they were doing
2023.
dinks and dunks, and James Cook was getting a ball here, and flat outs and flags, and square ins and square outs. They weren't, and people were expecting them to, hey, he's going to throw it 20 yards down, and they stopped doing that. And when they stopped doing that, the defense would come up, and then he would attack it again. So they really strategically started to play chess on the field, and I thought it was a really, really good look to keep Josh Allen healthy. And I thought it was a very, very good game plan, just to keep everybody healthy, run the ball, keep the ball, and run the game clock.
Yeah, I think Joe Brady's is a good OC. I mean, he's gotten a lot of exposure, and he was at LSU, he was with the Saints, went to Carolina, so he's kind of bounced around. But he's a good OC. I think he's a good offensive mind.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the offensive line is what makes it happen, But I do like the fact that they made a lot of interior defensive moves in the second, third, and fourth round. I'll say at least two, jumping in front of the Jets to get these guys. Okay. So big defensive tackles. Okay. You're talking TJ Sanders, 6'4", 300 pounds. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Not only that, you also have Landon Jackson, who was 6'6", 265 pounds. Okay.
Arkansas product.
Yeah. And then 6'7", 331 pounds with Deion Walker out of Kentucky. Like, that is wild. And that's what they're trying to do. They have 5 picks that they utilized to get this team ready for the future.
Well, they also added they did 6. So they took their first round corner, Maxwell Hairston, but he's on injured reserve right now. He's hurt.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. They did. Yes. And that's that's them preparing. That is them preparing for the future. And
yeah, but I think also you see that they're preparing for the future, but they're also pushing their chips to the table, right?
Right now
you bring in Joey Bosa, coming from the Chargers, so you hope that he can stay healthy, but you can also hope that he adds to this pass rush room. Greg Rousseau is becoming one of the better defensive ends in the league.
Yes.
Their first rounder from 2021. Quan Jones is a big body right there, nose tackle. Ed Oliver, he's got some great pass rushing ability. A little bit older now, but he's still a force in the middle there. Matt Milano, again, injuries have kind of derailed his career a little bit, but you got a lot of guys that kind of help improve this defense and make it a force and kind of give them a backbone to pair with Josh Allen.
Yeah, and I think depending on how Bosa, if he could stay healthy, that could be the difference maker on this line.
Yeah, him and Landon Jackson, right? You add in AJ Espinoza too. I don't know. I like what they've done with this defensive line. I think they got a lot of guys that can rotate in and affect the passer, affect the quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, and they also they got Tre'Davious White over there, and
yeah, he's back.
I don't. They just got a bunch of tools that they can upgrade this defense, since it was ranked a little lower yesterday, I think, or last year in like mid-20s, I think. Maybe like what was it? 26. There you go. Yeah, like 25th, 26th. So it's like, and they have the tools on this defense to be a better defense than that. We've seen it before in past years. So I think they're trying to get that back up so that they can they're going to have to compete in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Sean McDermott's defensive-minded coach. His background is in defense, right?
Yeah. So I mean, tied in 8th last year for offense, and tied in 26th in defense last year. They got the James Cook done. Keon Coleman could be a huge factor coming back here, but like you said, this defense is big. Signing Joey Bosa, making these bold moves, having these big run stuffers, and Greg Rousseau, from that 2021 draft from Miami, just keeps getting better and better each year. So, can they get more pass rush in there? let's see it happen. Can they stop the run? Because you're going to have to stop the run in these cold nights in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see when Maxwell Harrison plays
Yeah.
because he's just an athlete out of Kentucky there. He
Yeah.
ran one of the fastest times of the combine, and he's just got so much speed and so much ability. He just add that whole another element on the back end of that defense. So
Yeah. But I mean, other than that, I think everything's kind of more clear cut. Really, I mean, we've seen this before. We know what they're capable of. We know it's a problem when you see them. They're going to put points on the board, and you know what? Most of the time, they're going to make it look easy because they're well tuned. They know their jobs and they execute.
absolutely,
You know,
veteran team.
yeah. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to be an executing team.
17-0, baby.
Let's see how it goes. So for your 2025 Buffalo Bills, you know what? Week 1, this could be a shootout. This could go either way. All right, but in Buffalo, I don't think they want to lose at home. You know what? I'm not sure about this Lamar Jackson injury, so give me the Bills at home. Okay. Week 2, the Jets are hosting the Buffalo Bills. They're going to go in there, really, after a big game with the Ravens, and I think the Bills are actually going to take the Jets at home. So give me win number 2. Week 3, the Buffalo Bills are going to be going against the Miami Dolphins at home, so hosting Miami. Give me the Bills at home. Week 4, the New Orleans Saints are going to Buffalo. Give me the Bills. Week 5, the Buffalo Bills are hosting the Patriots. This is where it might get a little weird. Give me the Patriots for the upset here, okay? I think Vrabel will have more than enough tape to see what's going on there. Week 6, they travel down to Atlanta, and I believe that they take a win down in Atlanta. Week 7 is going to be a bye. Week 8, they have 2 weeks to prep for Carolina. They go to Carolina. Give me the Bills on the road, okay? Week 9, the Buffalo Bills are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what? Give me the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. That's 2 playoff teams beating the Bills at home. Week 10, the Buffalo Bills go to Miami. You know what? I think Miami is going to be broken down by this point. Fired the head coach, everything. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Week 11, Buccaneers going to Buffalo. You know what? I'm going to call this one. I'm going to take a W for the Buccaneers. Give me the L on the Bills at home. Okay. Week 12, the Houston Texans hosting the Bills. I'm going to say this could be a kind of an odd game depending on where the offensive line is with the Texans, but give me the Buffalo Bills. Week 13, the Steelers hosting the Bills. I don't think they have enough firepower over here in the Bills, and or the Steelers, and I do not know if Aaron Rodgers is going to stay healthy for a complete season. So give me the Bills in Steeler Nation. Week 14, the Bengals. I think this could be an absolute shootout, but you know what? Give me the Bills at home. Week 15, the Bills are going to want a little bit of revenge in New England. So they're going to get it. Give me the Bills in New England. Week 16, the Cleveland Browns are going to be hosting the Bills. You know what? Give me the Bills. Week 17, the Super Bowl champs are going up to Buffalo. I think this could be a very quirky game, and I think Jake Elliott seals the deal with 3 seconds left. Give me the Eagles. Week 18, the Jets are going to try and solidify a win to make sure that the Bills stay out of one of the top seeds. Give me the Jets in Buffalo with nothing to lose against the Bills. 12-5, Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
What do you got on this one?
Oh man, I don't like it. I don't know if I really see too many things that would change. I mean, I think the Chiefs and the Bills one, I think they kind of go back and forth during the regular
Yeah.
season. the Bills won the last one during the regular season. I think the Chiefs have a number in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
maybe that one I would kind of maybe look at. Also, Week 14, depending. I mean, if Joe Burrow company are still healthy at that point, I think Bengals could give a run for their money.
They can.
So outside of that, I think those are the only two that I would maybe potentially look at.
If I'll say this, if I think personally the Jets are going to be out in that Week 18 game. I think the Jets are going to be out of contention, so I think they're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at them, and just make it really difficult for them. It'll be one of those really crazy games.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, but that's the NFL, right? But I do believe that they win the division. They go and they coast into the playoffs there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of is what it is at that point, right? I mean, they're just a good team, almost like they're as good as a team as we are a podcast. So what can I say?
Facts.
But, there you have it. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. So if you guys haven't yet, make sure that you go on to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, comment. Okay. If you haven't, make sure that you follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Stay connected. Swipe up on Spotify, iTunes. Leave a message at the beep. Just kidding. Some people don't even know what that is. But if you want to, hit us up with a Gmail, topdogcoverage@gmail. Let us know about your fantasy teams, your fantasy names. If you guys want any help with football, you let us know. Anything else, C-Dub? Did I miss anything?
No, I mean, I think this next episode probably looking forward to the most from us.
Yes.
Right? But after that, season's here, baby.
Season is here.
18 weeks, NFL.
Yep. Can't get better than that, right?
Regular season.
Regular season, yeah. So with that, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And you know what? One more to go, and we're on.
Let's get it.
All right. Peace.
Peace.